Kenji felt confused and overwhelmed. No matter how hard he tried, his mind seemed cluttered and filled with conflicting thoughts. Why is it so hard to find clarity, he wondered. The more I try to understand, the more tangled my thoughts become. Frustrated, Kenji went to the Zen Master and asked, "Master, why does my mind feel so clouded? Why is it so difficult to think clearly, even when I try to focus?" The Zen Master smiled gently and said, "Kenji, let me tell you a story about a man named Takashi. Takashi was a man who loved the mountains. Every day, he would climb to the top of a nearby peak to enjoy the breathtaking views. One summer, however, the sky became filled with dark clouds and heavy fog. No matter how many times Takashi climbed, he could no longer see the beauty he loved so much. The mountains seemed distant and obscured by the thick mist. Day after day, Takashi would climb the mountain, hoping for the clouds to lift, but they remained. He grew frustrated. "Why can't I see the view anymore?" he thought. "Has the mountain changed, or have I?" One day, as he sat on the peak, an old monk passing by noticed Takashi's troubled expression and asked, "Why do you look so unhappy, my friend?" Takashi replied, "I climb this mountain every day, hoping to see the view I once loved, but now the clouds have covered everything. No matter how hard I try, I can't see the beauty anymore." The monk smiled and said, "The mountain has not changed, Takashi. The beauty is still there, just as it always was. What has changed is the clarity of your view. The clouds in the sky are like the clouds in your mind. When the mind is filled with distractions and confusion, it becomes difficult to see things clearly. But just as the clouds in the sky will eventually pass, so too will the clouds in your mind, if you allow them to." Takashi thought deeply about the monk's words. He realized that his frustration came not from the mountain itself, but from the temporary clouding of his view. He had become impatient, waiting for the clouds to part, instead of allowing his mind to clear naturally. Kenji listened carefully, realizing that he, too, had been trying to force clarity, even though his mind was cluttered with distractions and confusion. The Zen Master continued, "Kenji, like Takashi, you are seeing the world through the clouds of your own mind. The confusion and clutter you feel are like the mist that obscures the mountain. But remember, the beauty and clarity are still there, just hidden from view for now. You cannot force the clouds to part, but with patience and self-reflection, they will lift naturally." Kenji thought deeply. He realized that his frustration came from trying to think clearly in the midst of a clouded mind. He understood that, just as the sky clears with time, his mind would also clear if he gave it the space to do so. "But Master," Kenji asked, "how do I clear my mind when the clouds seem so heavy and persistent?" The Zen Master smiled softly. "You clear your mind by first accepting that confusion is a part of life. Do not force the thoughts to disappear. Instead, sit with them. Observe your mind without judgment, and gradually, the clouds will part. Through self-reflection and patience, the mind becomes clear. It is like waiting for the fog to lift. You cannot rush it, but you can prepare yourself to see clearly when it does." Kenji, the mind, like the sky, can become clouded with thoughts, distractions, and confusion. But clarity is always there, just hidden from view. Do not try to force the mind to clear. Instead, give yourself space and time for self-reflection. As the clouds in the sky eventually part, so too will the clouds in your mind. Trust the process, and clarity will come naturally. Have you ever felt like your mind was clouded, like Kenji? How did you find clarity again? Share your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear how you allowed your mind to clear and found peace in the process. Remember, Just as clouds in the sky eventually lift, so too will the clouds in your mind. If this story helped you reflect on mental clarity, like this video and subscribe for more wisdom-filled stories. And share this video with someone who may be struggling with a clouded mind, so they can find peace in knowing that clarity will come. In this story, we learn that a clouded mind is like a foggy sky. Just because we cannot see clearly doesn't mean clarity isn't there. The key to gaining mental clarity lies in patience, self-reflection, and allowing our thoughts to settle naturally. We cannot force the clouds in our mind to lift, but with time and practice, they will part, revealing the beauty and understanding that were always there.